exciting edition of Cammy's Comic Corner. I'm your host as always, Cammy. Now we've got a fun pick of the week. We got a great Fast Five, so let's get right into the episode today, starting now. The pick of the week from DC Comics. We have Batgirl number 14, written by Bryan Q Miller and art by Lee Garbett. Now, the reason this was the pick of the week was I had so much fun with this team up. It's Stephanie Brown, Batgirl. It's a Friday night, alone at home playing Scrabble with Mom. She's just bored out of her mind. The Birds of Prey are off doing something. You know, the Proxy's doing, upgrades to the system. No one needs her. There's no crime going on, which is kind of weird for Gotham. Then Kara, aka Supergirl, comes by to see if she wants to hang out. And so they go to the local university, they go check out a 3D showing of this old Dracula movie, because Supergirl sees college as like doing keg stands and then pillow fights, because she learns all about college life from watching every college movie. So Stephanie's just like, well, that's kind of unrealistic, but in reality, Kara's like, oh, I thought this is what all humans did. But anyway, during this 3D showing of this Dracula movie, there is an explosion at the local science center, and they're trying to work on like a hard light and like hollow projections and whatnot. But it bleeds over into the movie theater, and since the movie's going 24 frames per second, all of a sudden 24 Draculas leap out the screen and go run amok, and they're just hard light copies. They're not real, but they are causing damage everywhere, and on repeat. They're repeating the same lines of I am alone, or blah, ha 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 ha. Just really corny Draculas. And so now it's up to Batgirl and Supergirl to run around and stake each one of these vampires, because staking them with this special rod makes them disintegrate and, they just disappear. So it's fun. It's a nice little team up of just seeing Supergirl and Batgirl out on a Friday night, having some fun tracking down these vampires Buffy style, and then at the end they have a pillow fight, they have a sleepover, and then they talk to each other saying, listen, if you're ever alone or you feel alone, just call me and we'll hang out. And so there was really good chemistry between these two characters. It was cute, it was funny, the art was fantastic. It's just a fun book. You've heard me on the previous episodes talk about how much I'm having fun with Bryan Q Miller and Lee Garbett on Batgirl. Do yourself a favor and pick up number 14. I think you'll have a good time. Now, on to the Fast Five. Speaking of vampires, first up from Vertigo we have American Vampire, number 6. Now with Stephen King no longer on the title, it's just Scott Snyder and Raphael Albuquerque. And in my honest opinion, I kind of liked their stories a lot more better than Mr. King's stuff. No offense, Mr. King, I know you watch. So basically, it's Las Vegas set in 1935. We follow around this detective of this small town, and they need help, outside help from like federal government. They need more agents to help patrol the streets. Well, now they have to go investigate a murder because one of this wealthy businessmen is found in this hotel just drained of blood. And so now they have to go through the red light district and find out from one of their undercover sources, this guy named Skinner. You might have heard of him from the first 5 issues, and see what he and Pearl might know. So far, so good. It's just gorgeous art. You got an interesting story, and it's Las Vegas 1935. I can see some fun times happening in the next arc. So go pick it up. It's good stuff. Next up from DC, we have Green Lantern number 57. Now we have lanterns of all sorts of colors in this issue. We have Larfleeze and Hal trying to get away from Hector Hammond, who has become an Orange Lantern, and this is freaking out Larfleeze because he's like, no one else can have the Orange Lantern, it's mine! So Hector decides to go find Carol Ferris, and so Hal has to go after him and make sure he gets to Carol before he does. So Carol is in Las Vegas, and speaking of Las Vegas, see, all the titles are connecting somehow. It's 7 degrees in this episode. It's kind of weird. While in Las Vegas, Carol's looking for a Predator, which is the avatar for the Star Sapphires, because their battery's dying, and if they don't have someone encased in the lantern battery that has undying love, then they might disappear. So the Predator finds Carol Ferris. There's a big old fight. Larfleeze is introduced to Las Vegas, and when he sees the all-you-can-eat buffet, I have arrived! It's just very funny. At the end, one of the Queen Agapoko, or whatever the Zamoron's name is, she gives her life essence to the battery, so it's undying love, and then all you need is faith for the lantern to work because of the Owen technology. And then since it was Carol's idea, Carol is promoted to Queen of the Star Sapphire. So now Hal Jordan's kind of a hooking up with royalty, so that makes him a duke, a knight. I don't know, but they're an interesting couple. Fun stuff. Larfleeze really stole the book because he wants to be queen. If you've been liking Green Lantern, you're going to enjoy this issue in particular. Next up from Marvel, we have the Thanos Imperative #4. It's the Cancerverse, it's the Revengers versus the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it is just a non-stop battle, and then especially with the strike force of like Ronin, Nova, Walker Vaughn, or Vaughn Walker, all going into the heart of their HQ, trying to just take out the big guns before they can do any more damage. And then, meanwhile, Captain Marvel's feeling that the Undying One, the Avatar of Death, has died in their own universe, and that's why they couldn't track him in this universe, and then what he's making reference to is Thanos being killed by Drax. Well, apparently we find out in this issue, Thanos can't die anymore. His old girlfriend keeps rejecting him, and so he can never die and be joined with her. So as he comes back to life, he takes his revenge on Drax for killing him, and then kills Drax himself. So there's a lot of killing going on, a lot of very epic battles, like the Silver Surfer, you see Thor's Buckeye, what's his name? Buckaroo no, not Buckaroo Banzai. Oh, fuck it, I forgot. Anyway, I'm gonna get all these. Look, it's right here at the bottom of the screen. That's why I'm yelling. Beta Ray Bill, that's it. Oh, I got it. It took me a second. I got it. He's very prominent in this issue as well. It's good cosmic Marvel fun on a cosmic level. So you should be picking up this book. This is the big event going on up in space in the Marvel Universe, and just tons of fun. It's great. Really good stuff. Next up from Vertigo, we have Daytripper #10. Now, in this issue, it was such a nice conclusion to this wonderful series, and to my surprise, Bros didn't die. So I guess he dies in every single other story except for the last one, because he's 76, he finds out that he has tumors in his brain, but instead of opting to go to surgery and medications and all this chemo treatment, he's like, you know what, I've lived my life. I don't want to, keep on doing this. If it happens, if I die because of the tumors, then I die. But I'm going to go ahead and enjoy life. He has a nice little chat with his wife about this. He chats with his son. He's so proud of his son because his son's grown up, has his own family now. And before the son leaves, he tells his dad, oh, by the way, Dad, I was going through your dad's old manuscript, and this letter came out, and it was addressed to you. And this has taken Bros by surprise, because this letter is literally decades old. So when he reads the letter, it's his dad telling him on the day of his son's birth about how this boy is going to rule your life now, and the whole meaning of life in a way is once you realize that you are one day going to die, then you can go ahead and live life to the fullest. So it was a very beautiful message. It's a nice little review issue of the past series as a whole. And now that it's done, the collection is going to be, out soon, I hope. Hopefully by Christmas, because it is just one of the most fantastic books. You'll see my Book of the Month review on it, because how can I not talk about this book anymore? I love it so much. But anyway, yes, Daytripper #10, it left you with a big smile across your face. Thank you, Fabio. Thank you, Gabriel. And finally this week from DC, we have Batman and Robin #14. Now, the thing I really liked about this issue was, besides Fraser Irving's gorgeous and breathtaking art, we have the Joker and Robin. We saw him in the interrogation cell. You'd think that Robin has the upper hand, but in fact, all Joker needs is he can take the pain, and then as soon as he gets close enough and nicks you with one of his poisoned fingernails, then you're under the Joker gas. And we've never seen this Robin, under the Joker gas before, so he wasn't really expecting it. He's always, thinks he's the top dog, thinks, oh, this Joker guy, I can handle him. Well, this issue proves that he can't, and he's just completely gassed from Joker venom. And then while this is going on, Professor Pig and the Black Hand, the Doctor from the Black Hand, are claiming that Gotham City is going to be the city capital of crime, and this is going to be great. And then Professor Pig's going to get his revenge on Batman. Well, Batman unfortunately lost Jim Gordon in the whole mob scene of the Joltrons after they got shot down last issue. So now it's his mission to rescue Gordon, take care of Professor Pig, bring Black Hand down, because the Joker wants to bring the Black Hand down too, and now he has Batman and Robin working for him in order for this chess game to continue on. But it was a very, very spectacular issue. Like I said before, the art is just insanely gorgeous. I wish Fraser Irving would never leave this title, but unfortunately all good things must come to an end at one point. But do yourself a favor and enjoy it while you still can. What can I say? You got 2 Batman books this week, so it's both number 14. Another coincidence! What's with this episode? Don't ask me. I just hosted. Well, comic book fans, that does it this week for Cammy's Comic Corner. If you want more Cammy's Comic Corner goodness, head on over to www.cammyscomiccorner.com, and from there you can see the Book of the Month reviews, see the weekly reviews, see the special episodes, and if you want to listen to the audio podcasts I do, Geeky Talkie, with interviews and TV recaps and so forth, you can go to cammyscomiccorner.com/geekytalkie as well. And also, if you have an iPad or an iPhone and you want to get the Cammy's Comic Corner iPad or iPhone app, what? Yes, it's available in the store, $2. Go to supporting a good cause. I've already heard tons of great reviews, and the ironic thing is I have a Droid X, so I can't have my own app. So, oh well, what you gonna do? Also, if you like any of the kick-ass t-shirts that you usually see me wearing, head on over to www.deadlinegraphics.net and send Kelly an email. He's the best of comic book t-shirts and custom-made t-shirts, whatever your little heart desires, he can make it. There's only one name that I trust when it comes to comic book t-shirts, and that's Kelly at deadlinegraphics.net. Another huge shout-out to Rising Sun Creations at rsc-online.com. They have a great online store where you can purchase many of the titles I talked about in this episode, and then tell them that Cammy sent you, and you might get a little something extra in your bag. Thanks again to rsc-online.com for being a sponsor. So that does it this week. I gotta go prepare for a football game tomorrow night. I'm not playing football, but I'm rooting for my Chargers as they're going to kick Kansas City's ass. So you heard it here on the podcast first. Football season started up, and I'm a happy little camper. So in the meantime, in between time, oh god, I keep stealing that from Around Comics. This has been Cammy's Comic Corner. I have been your host, Cammy. Around Comics, don't sue me.